All right, welcome in A to Z Sports Philly halftime live show. The Birds trail the Washington Commanders 17-10. And you want to talk about a sloppy first half, man. There are so many gripes that I can make here and just so many things that are really ticking me off in this game. But this is our condensed version here at halftime. We have a lot to talk about post-game, of course. But right now, the Eagles just not getting it done, man. A couple main things stand out to me in this game. First off, it's been absolutely brutal to watch. I feel like, just on the eye test, the Eagles literally have not done anything to deter Sam Howell, which is very surprising. I came out and I said in this game the Eagles would overpower them. Last time out was the opportunity for Washington to steal, and I've been very wrong. I've been very wrong so far. Both sides of the ball have just played miserable. And I start with the defensive side because, well, I've given a lot of credit to Sean Desai, especially over the last couple of weeks, dealing with some of the injuries on this team. The way he has coached has been phenomenal. Well, today is probably the worst first half coached by Sean Desai here in his Eagles era, in his Eagles tenure. I mean, Sam Howell right now is 24 for 26 at halftime. There is no way that is even remotely reasonable. 24 for 26 with 226 yards and 2 touchdowns on this Eagles defense. You get playmakers back this week. You add Kevin Byard, Reed Blankenship. This is the most Jonathan Gannon-esque game that I've seen in the last year. This is the most Gannon-esque game since Jonathan Gannon. I mean, you haven't come up at all. You haven't applied any pressure on these receivers on the outside. Washington is keeping it very simple. Dink and dunk down the entire football field. They have not settled. They're doing the same exact thing every drive. Now, I will give credit to Sam Howell. He's making some good throws. He had the one deep to McLaurin for the touchdown, and there were a couple other ones he made that I thought were very nice. But the Philadelphia Eagles have allowed them to literally just come down and control the entire tempo of this game, and it has been very rough to watch. You had the second drive of the game after both teams end up having to punt on the first drive. McLaurin with a 26-yard touchdown. He blew right by James Bradbury, and that was very surprising for me to see, honestly, because Bradbury's been mostly rock solid, and, man, he just did not look good. The Eagles end up getting 3, and then later, Sam Howell ends up going right down the field yet again on this Eagles defense. Slay almost actually gave up another big touchdown. Sam Howell let it fly to, who was that, to Pringle? Byron Pringle, I think it was, who he was wide open down the field. Shout out to Jalen Carter for kind of breaking that up a little bit. But Howell had another opportunity at a big touchdown. He missed that. But a couple plays later, they come right down, and he throws a 21-yard touchdown wide open. So I think it was Sidney Brown who looked, really lost out there. And, man, I mean, you're just letting Sam Howell play freely. The one thing I said, the number one key in this game, how many times could you sack Sam Howell? He is averaging right now 5.7 sacks per game. And guess how many times the Eagles have got to him? I know they're getting the ball out quick, but how many times have the Birds gotten to Sam Howell? 0. 0 sacks in the first half. I mean, that is inexcusable. 0 sacks against Sam Howell. They haven't got to him. The only play, again, is when Jalen Carter, kind of pushed him down after he threw that deep ball. But it was really bad. And then to end the first half, 34 seconds to go. There's no way after the Eagles come with a really, really solid drive, their best of the game. A.J. Brown made one of the best catches I have ever seen. One-handed, uses the second to kind of reel it in there. Unbelievable play by A.J. Brown. You're thinking, okay, it's a 14-10 game. You're right back in it. And even though the Eagles get the ball to start the second half, you let Washington march right down the field again in 30 seconds, and they kick a 61-yarder. Should have been a 56. Washington gets a false start. This kicker has never kicked more than a 56-yarder, and he nails a 61-yarder to end the half. I mean, just not a good performance at all from the Eagles. Sean Desai has been brutal. And now, over to the other side of the ball, I mean, where do I start with Brian Johnson? What's going on with these play calls, man? It feels, again, like we're back into that groove where everything has to be a deep ball. Deep ball or a screen. 3rd and 10 early in the game, you throw a screen pass to DeAndre Swift. What are we doing? And Kenny Gainwell, my gosh. I know, it probably sounds like I'm complaining about everything. Well, I am. This is a team you should be devouring right now. A lot of tough games coming up. To me, it feels like the Eagles continue to play down to competition, and then they play up the competition. I know this is a division game. Washington always keeps it scrappy, but you already saw this team. You should be able to go out there and, keeping in mind what happened last time weeks ago, you should be very motivated to come out here and smack this team. Smack them. What are they? 3-4. 3-4. They lose this game, they're done. And you are giving them life. You're keeping them right in it. Kenny Gainwell, man, 1st and goal from the 3-yard line. Now, I have a gripe with Brian Johnson. I'm not going to, go on about this now. We'll do it more on the post game. How come DeAndre Swift gets taken out every time the Eagles get into the red zone? The Eagles' red zone play calling has probably been their biggest issue this year, and they can never put it together. It's like they completely lose all sight of the surroundings of the game. They completely lose any momentum they have. They lose all knowledge of play calling. You have so many freaking weapons, and you use none of them in the red zone. And then you take out DeAndre Swift. Oh, and by the way, we just talked 2 weeks ago when the Eagles got embarrassed by the Jets. Brian Johnson was called out. How many times are the Eagles running the football? Do you know in their first 21 plays today, they ran it 3 times. 3 runs, 18 passes. That's insane, man. Why are the Eagles not running the ball? They can literally get a flow going here. The offensive line has been solid today. I'm not saying the running game has been going, but they didn't give it an opportunity. 1 carry for DeAndre Swift is inexcusable at halftime. 2 for Kenneth Gainwell, and he fumbles on the 3-yard line. He had a chance to pick it up again, misses it again. Oh, what a brutal first half. What a brutal first half. The positives, well, Jalen Hurts hasn't turned the ball over. Couple tight throws. A.J. Brown, ladies and gentlemen, I don't have to say anything else, right? He's unstoppable. Give him 10 more touches in the second half. Let him go off. They can't stop him. What a catch by A.J. Brown in the end zone. Unbelievable. Eagles defensive line needs to wake up. Reddick, Sweat, all these boys. They need to get to Sam Howell. He's literally getting sacked almost 6 times a game, and he's on pace to set the NFL record. They have not gotten to him yet. I mean, overall, it's been a clean game. There's only been 1 turnover, but it's been a huge one right inside the 5-yard line. Ah, brutal, man. Brutal. Give me your thoughts in the chat. We'll read a couple out. Appreciate everybody in here on the A to Z Philly halftime show. Let me ask you in the chat, do you think the Eagles are going to come back and win this game, or is it just one of those games? What do you think needs to happen in the second half for the Birds to turn this one around here in the nation's capital? Before I read a few of your comments, a shout out to our sponsor of today's show, BetMGM. Enjoy all your favorite sports like never before at BetMGM. Sign up with the code ATOZPA and receive up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. When you register with BetMGM, you'll get instant access to parlay selection features, live betting options, player props, and daily boosted odds specials. And with BetMGM at your fingertips, every play and every game matter more than ever. So find out why BetMGM is the king of sportsbooks. Download the app, sign up, use the code ATOZPA, and get up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if you do not win your first bet. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. So far, once again, I'm right on the BetMGM, man. We're rocking AJ till the wheels fall off. Can AJ break the record, man? I mean, I don't even care about the record right now. They're playing like crap. They're playing like crap. I need them to step up. Defensive line, the trenches need to go to work. Offensive line's holding up today. They're doing their job. Can't turn the ball over, need to move it down the field, and this has just probably been the worst coaching performance from Sean Desai thus far. Again, he's letting all these Washington weapons keep it right in front. Keep it right in front. They're just going right down the field. Couple nice scrambles by Howell on 3rd down. Man, it's been tough to watch. Eric Bieniemy, I mean, obviously he brings some of that Kansas City philosophy over, but he's keeping it very simple today. He knows Sam Howell's been taking a beating. He doesn't want him to get hit. So you got to start pressing some of these receivers, man, right at the line of scrimmage. And, man, you got to run the ball. 3 carries, like I said, 4 carries, inexcusable. They got to turn this thing around. They have to get it going here on this first drive, ladies and gentlemen. It's called setting the tone. You have to set the tone. They've done this in other games. Come out, kind of flip the script a little bit. Come on, man. A.J. Brown is a demon, I agree. Our defensive line isn't looking as stout as it should, says Donovan. Frank says 100% agree. Adrian says we have to get off the field on defense. Edward says the Eagles must wake up. Donovan says we're a winning franchise. We're coming back and looking like the Super Bowl contenders that we are. Jamie says, use Swift more. He's our best back. Yeah, 1 carry. Crazy. Crazy, man. When's the last time the Eagles running back got 1 carry in the first half, man? Reminded me of that Cowboys game a couple years ago. Joel says, yes, they can come back, but they need to come out with a dog mentality. Rich says, I don't understand what happened to Swift. I don't know either. We'll see if he turns it around. We will be back right here for post-game live. Be sure to come right back after the game. Appreciate everybody coming through. Let's see if the Eagles can turn around their misfortunes. I will catch you all